Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to tonight's exciting presentation of the new way to exercise, and specifically the new way to build muscle. And when we get done tonight, if you're seeing this for the first time, this is going to change how you will exercise forever. In 2019, we launched this company after B3 bands were proven in Olympic athletes. And we completely changed the way we approach exercise. No more heavy weights, no more hour-long or even 45-minute workouts. You don't have to go to a gym. If you do, fantastic, but you don't have to. You can do it right from home, work, or travel. No expensive equipment. If you've got equipment, great. If you don't, you're not going to have to buy anything. All you need is the B3 bands. And here's the most exciting part. You're going to turn on growth hormone in your body. Then in 2020, last year, boy, did this company grow. NFL players using it, USA Olympics, Air Force. There's a 3-time martial artist. There's a couple celebrities there in the bottom left corner. Personal trainers, physical therapists, moms, dads, kids, college students. Right now, most of the USA Olympic teams are using this exercise. Why? Because if they're not, they're getting behind. If you want to be an elite athlete, you have to start using B3 BFR bands or you'll get behind. Look at these celebrities. Mark Wahlberg, Nick Cannon. Why are they using it? Less weight and less time, which is easier on the body. You're going to hear tonight from a former Mr. Indiana bodybuilder who's going to tell you why that's so important. But even better than that, you get a better workout, bigger pump, more fatigue, and most importantly, more growth hormone than if you didn't have the bands on. And that turns into bigger and leaner muscles. Speaking of doctors, Dr. Mercola, most of you know him. Dr. Oz recently started exercising with the B3 bands. Now, why would these famous doctors do it? Well, first and foremost, they are safe and they're proven in scientific studies. And in addition to the physical benefits, it benefits your heart, your bone, your brain. It's perfect for people in the middle age and senior years. If that wasn't enough, the Kansas City Chiefs, who are probably about to be the 2-time world champion football team, uses these. Their famous quarterback trains with them. Their head athletic trainer, Rick Burkholder, not only uses it on his players and in his training room, his family uses them. Busy professionals. Maybe you're a busy professional. You don't have time. You work at a desk, then you go home and take care of the kids, and there's just not enough time. Craig's one of our busy professionals that works out for 10 minutes right in his office without even changing his clothes. And look at those guns. Maybe you're a man that doesn't think he can still build muscle. Look at Dr. Chris. He's one of our many men in their 70s who are building guns. Look at that gun on him. In 6 weeks, he put an inch on his arm. How about guys that are in my age? Chris Grohl out in Preston, Idaho, in his 50s. He's busy. He's got a professional job. He also runs a business. He's got a family. He doesn't have an hour to go to the gym. He stops by his gym and in and out of the door in 20 minutes, and he's put on 10 pounds of muscle. But it's not just from people in their middle ages and seniors. Look at Eli. He's one of our many college students. Put 2 inches on his arms. And it's not just men that can build muscle. Ladies, you're going to be able to build lean, toned muscle better than you have in your entire life. It's going to be less weight and less time. It's going to be easier on your body. It's going to build lean, hard muscles. And ladies, when you get more growth hormone, guess what else is going to happen? Not only are you going to be more toned, but you're going to feel younger. Your skin, your hair, your nails, all feels and looks younger when you get growth hormone. Let's not leave out the kids. We have a bunch of kids that are doing this. What's the 2 biggest problems with kids and exercise? Number 1, we can't have young kids lifting heavy weights. Problem solved. Kids now can start putting on muscle. Number 2, most kids don't have the attention span for 45 minutes to an hour. But in 10 to 15 minutes, they get a complete upper body or lower body workout, and they absolutely love it. They're building strength and muscle. It's making them healthier. And if they perform in any sports, they're going to perform better. So what's the problem out there? Why do we have a society that isn't getting healthier? A society that's getting more obese? Why? Because very few people can do high intensity training. Look, we all know what we should do. We should lift heavy weights. We should bang the ropes. We should flip tires. We should run the stadium steps. Unfortunately, we can't do that. But when you do that, and there's probably been a time in your life that all of you at one point have tried this or done it for a while, you felt the burn in your muscles. What was that? That burn that you feel, you've all heard the term lactic acid. You see, when you exercise and you get lactic acid, your body changes. Now, man, let me give you the other side of the coin where most of us exercise. When you move, and let's not even call it exercise, when you're going to the gym and you're exercising, for a better choice of words, and you're not feeling the burn in your muscles or the lactic acid for a minimum of 10 minutes, you're not getting any growth hormone. So you might as well not even call it exercise because nothing happens. You see, the only way your body changes is when you do exercise where you feel the burn. And it takes high intensity exercise to get that growth hormone. But here's the problem. Many of us have time challenges. Many of us have pain. And let's go back to this picture. Look down there in the bottom right-hand corner. Harvard wants seniors in their 60s and 70s, 80s to do serious strength training. That's almost a joke, isn't it? I mean, Harvard tells us this. How many of you have been in the gym and seen a 70-year-old man and woman in there lifting heavy weights to build muscle? It doesn't happen. Why? Because of the pain. And then we have a huge group of people. You're going to hear some of our weight loss stories tonight of people that are doing exercise, but it's not high intensity. I mean, they're killing themselves for an hour and they're not getting any results. And now with social distancing, a bigger problem. Here's the bottom line. Very few people in this country can do high intensity exercise that gets the burn and stimulates growth hormone. And on a test, this is exactly what it looks like. This test is measuring oxygen in a muscle. And this is middle-aged men doing bicep curls, like me, curling 20 or 30-pound dumbbells, and getting down to about 35 or 40% oxygen and feeling a little burn. Here's the problem. Growth hormone turns on around 30% oxygen. So you see, most people that are on the Peloton and doing a class and doing it, going for a bike ride, are exercising above the growth hormone threshold, and you're not seeing any change. Now, why is growth hormone important? Because as you go through life and you get in your 30s and then your 40s and 50s, growth hormone slows down. And then everything starts to change. Weight gain, muscle loss, low energy and fatigue, lack of sleep, decreased libido, thin and dry skin, arthritis, loss of bone density. And as you get older, once you get out of your mid-20s, you only have two options to tap into staying lean and toned and muscular your entire life. High intensity exercise and heavy weightlifting. We just saw the challenges of that. Or expensive synthetic hormones that have risks. That's why this is such a breakthrough. This new technology is not only revolutionizing exercise, it is changing exercise. As you know, if you're using these bands, you will never go back. Let me repeat this. You'll never go back to the old way of exercising again. This isn't a fad. This isn't Tybo. This isn't dancing to the oldies. This isn't P90X. Sorry if there's any Beachbody people. Those are fads. Those are just different ways to jump around. This is a scientific breakthrough where once you start, you will never exercise the old way again. How's it work? As I talked about it earlier, you put the bands on and you can see we've got all kinds of people there. It slows oxygen down in your muscles. Now, as soon as you start doing something like going for a walk or getting on your vibration plate or going for a bike ride or going on to the gym and getting on the elliptical machine or doing one of our home workouts or any type of exercise that you like to do, you will very quickly feel the fatigue and burn in your muscles like you're doing super high intensity. Now let's put this in perspective. You're walking the dog and your muscles feel like you are running the stadium stairs. And you get a fatigue, if you remember the last slide, that breaks through that threshold of where you get growth hormone. Let me repeat this. For 99% of you, you will now be exercising, doing something light at a threshold that breaks through and surges growth hormone in your body. And that will change everything. And because it's light, most people never experience any pain or soreness. Here's the exact same men putting BFR bands on like B3 bands. Look at the right side of the chart. Pay attention to how deep their oxygen deficit's hitting. Remember, 30% is the threshold. These middle-aged men, like many of the people on the call tonight, 30% oxygen, 20% oxygen, 10%. And when that happens, you surge growth hormone like you've never surged it before. This is one of the 7 different studies that we have out on our website. Middle-aged men exercising without growth hormone to the deepest fatigue they can achieve. Now, let me repeat this. In this study, these men are pushing hard and they're getting a small 0.32 release of growth hormone after exercise. Same men put the bands on, 25 times increase in growth hormone. Let me put this in perspective for you. Most of you, unless you are an Olympic or pro or college athlete, have never experienced a growth hormone surge like this. What do you think is going to happen when you start getting this on a daily basis? Well, you're about to see some stories of exactly what's going to happen. Because when you get growth hormone surging in your body, and this is straight out of one of the most prestigious Ivy League schools in the country, natural or synthetic human growth hormone, and obviously the natural kind is the way to go, can reverse the manifestations of aging by 5 to 15 years. Ladies, remember when I said earlier, look and feel younger, 5 to 15 years younger, and skyrocket your metabolism. Here's Amber Cavett. We heard from her last week. She's going to be back here in a couple weeks. Struggled with weight loss. She used to work out for an hour. She switched to the B3 bands. Why? She wasn't getting any results. She switched to working out with 20 minutes and lost 46 pounds in 3 months. Here's Stan. Stan doesn't want to go to the gym. Stan doesn't want to lift weights. We gave him some exercises to do in his basement. In 9 to 10 months, Stan lost, get ready for this, 100 pounds. Lisa, she's already active playing pickleball. She can't tone up and build muscle. Why? Because, no disrespect, pickleball players, that's not high intensity exercise. You're not feeling the burn of lactic acid. You're not getting any growth hormone. She puts the bands on for the first 10 minutes. Now, let me repeat this. She's not doing anything different. She just puts the bands on in her first 10 minutes. She feels the burn. She lost 17 pounds. Kathy and Ronnie, they're like many of you. They don't want a trainer. They don't want somebody screaming at them. They don't want a 30-day challenge. They don't want a gym membership. They don't want a $2,000 Peloton machine. They simply want to go for a walk. They put the bands on, lost 40 pounds together in 6 weeks. And we have 4 different products that when you get growth hormones surging in your body that are going to accelerate results like you've never seen before. So if you're wanting to tone and build muscle, we have a veggie meal shake with fruits, vegetables, vegetable protein, essential fats, and a delicious salted caramel. When you add that to your B3 exercise, you're going to see results. And then if you're trying to lose weight, we have a product called Satisfy. Just shake it up in a water bottle, drink half in the morning, half in the afternoon. It turns off hunger. And boy, will you lose weight fast. Well, let's hear one of our exciting stories. Let's invite on tonight and welcome Greg Whitehead. Now, Greg is like all of us. He's in his middle ages, okay? But there was a time that Greg was one of the top bodybuilders in the Midwest. You see his picture there. He's a former Mr. Indiana. But what he's able to do now is just absolutely miraculous. Greg, super excited to have you on and share this with everyone tonight.
Thanks, Dr. Mike. I appreciate being on and being able to quickly share my story because I know we've got another great special guest up wants to talk about his story. So, real quick, as a background for me, I'm not a tall guy, and I got hooked on bodybuilding when I went to Ball State University, and I actually competed in the Mr. Ball State 3 years in a row. Graduated and moved back to my hometown. Was a sales rep, still totally into the bodybuilding. I mean, at one point, I was benching 365, squatting close to 500, doing deadlifts. I was in the gym for 2 hours, and that was in my early 20s. And um, After I did the Mr. Indiana, I ended up moving to Indianapolis and worked for a personal training company. And I said, man, I can do this on my own. So I actually started my own personal training company, went to people's homes, etc. All the while still working out myself, heavy weight, long hours in the gym, etc. And then I ended up getting married, had 4 children, and got out of the personal training and basically let myself go. I didn't step foot in a gym or lift a weight for 10 years. And I don't know about anybody else on this call, but I think the God has a plan, and I was fortunate enough to be working for a friend of mine that said, hey, there's this new exercise trend that I think you ought to take a look at considering your background. There's a guy over in Dayton, Ohio, Craig Kerr. I want you to go talk to him and this doctor about these band things. And I ended up going down there and talked to him, did a demo, and I'm not kidding. The first time I did 8-minute guns, I was like, how much is it? And how quickly can I get started? I was totally in because in my head at 53 years old or 52 years old, I said, I don't want to step foot in a gym again. And, I just didn't have the time or the money. I'll say it, I wasn't super fat, but, I had a belly on me. And I knew that this technology was going to help me in a way that I could get back to a decent look. Because back in my bodybuilding days, folks, I mean, I used to get looked at. It's kind of like that commercial on TV where the guy's got a group of people. Has something to do with being a parent. They're at the hardware store, and the guy walks in with the blue hair, and he goes, "Yep, I see it. I see it." Well, that felt good to me to have people look at me and say, "Man, that guy really works hard." And I did. Trust me, I worked my butt off to get to the point where I could get up on stage and you can see that picture in my little black speedo and not get laughed at. Well, as I say, as I got older, I kind of let myself go. And when I started using B3 bands almost 2 years ago, I've been working out for less than 20 minutes, 5 to 6 days a week with my son, and literally had not changed a darn thing in my diet, not one thing. And I lost 20 pounds, and you can see the picture on the left. Um, I've kind of got my arms back to where they used to be, and I'm doing 5 pound dumbbells, 8 pound dumbbells, 10-pound dumbbells, and the pumps that I get are phenomenal. So, two things here. Went back in my bodybuilding days, pushing that much weight, obviously in my younger days was okay. It still caused a little bit of damage to soft tissue, etc. But now working out with such light weight, it doesn't bother my joints. It doesn't make me sore. As a matter of fact, I had a right knee problem, and my right toe I had damaged it doing something, and I don't hurt anymore. So the bands actually scientifically will help reduce the amount of inflammation in your body. So that's what I really like about it. And as Dr. Mike said, with the growth hormone, uh, that's like magic. That's how I've gotten my weight down and kept it off, and I feel fantastic. I do have to tell you all about my son. So he started using the bands about a year ago, and about a month and a half ago, he had gotten stung on his hand, and I had to take him to the doctor because it was swelling up, and they had to put him on a anti-inflammatory. Well, he hadn't been in for his annual checkup, and 8 months from the time that he started using the bands, he gained, now listen close, he gained 30 pounds of muscle. And I don't know if Dr. Mike has the picture or not, but he just turned 17 yesterday. 17 years old. He's working out with light weights. And man, I tell you what, he is in phenomenal shape. And I enjoy working out with my son. Gives me, time to spend with him and get myself in shape and get me off of the couch and feel better about myself. As a matter of fact, at my work, I've gotten a lot of compliments. Greg, what are you doing? It looks like you're still working out. Man, your arms look great. You're so having that positive feedback is such a wonderful thing, considering that when you get into your 30s, 40s, and then your 50s, you lose a part of that vitality. And I tell you, B3 Sciences and the B3 bands, it's definitely brought that back for me and given me the confidence that I haven't had for a long time.
That's awesome. Appreciate that, Greg. That is great to hear, and it's really exciting to hear about the family members. I've got a couple kids that love to use it too. So we'll do another presentation in the future and we'll get the kids on there. So, well, let's talk to our next person. How about men who are busy in their 30s, maybe early 40s, mid 30s? This guy completely transformed his body. Let me unmute Ty. Ty is from the Preston, Idaho area, and him and his wife use the bands, and you got to see some of his pictures. I didn't post his shirtless picture, but guy has got a ripped six pack. And Ty, we're excited for you to come on tonight and share with everybody, what the bands have done for you and how easy it's been.
Thanks, Dr. Mike. I appreciate it. And just want to say thank you after you, and it's an amazing story. So with my story, I was kind of, I'm a CrossFit One certified coach as well, and I was doing CrossFit for 6 months probably straight, and I happened upon the bands at Grohl Family Fitness with Chris and Janine, and I put the bands on, did the 8-minute burn just like Greg did, and I was just like, okay, what do I need to do? Where do I sign up? I in doing that, I started the very next day, the full upper body burn. I was at a point where my joints and my ligaments were in so much pain that I could barely hold my arms straight. And so I said, you know what, I'll do the 30-day challenge and I'll see what happens. I I had a graph showing, I did a body scan, and I was very unhappy with the results, and I'd been busting my tail off basically. And I did the 30-day challenge. After doing that challenge, all of my pain in my joints and ligaments had gone because I'd done no weights, but I was getting more exercise and more activity out of just using the bands for a certain amount of time. And I did another body scan afterwards. I had actually gained a full inch on my arms, no weights. I was literally doing body weight workouts. I mean, I'm just talking push-ups, pull-ups, body weight squats. In that 30 days, I put an inch on my arms. And I don't want to say 30 days was but the 30 to 60 day range, I literally lost 4 pounds of fat and added 6 pounds of muscle in that time frame. So that was just a really big transformation for myself. And I just thought, what in the world have I been doing wrong, killing myself for this long? And I wasn't getting these results, but yet I can put these bands on for 20 minutes a day and I can get that. And I mean, my transformation has just been amazing. I mean, I got down to 9% body fat. I mean, literally just veins popping and bulging everywhere. But I can tell you that, you know, in doing so with lifting heavy weights, you know, you can lift heavy weights and activate your slow twitch muscle fibers, which is good. And you can also lift heavier weights faster and activate your fast twitch muscle fibers. And I don't need to get into that, but putting the bands on actually activates both and depletes both of those energy sources, which actually gives your body a more better burn, basically. In doing that, I still do lift a little bit, but I do put the bands on for 20 minutes before, and it just completely gives me a full body. I mean, I'm almost jittery. It gives me a good pump on the part that I'm going to work. But I can tell you, I have no more pain in my joints, ligaments, anywhere. Me and my wife had an opportunity to go down to the beach this last weekend, and we did just wind sprints without the bands, and it wasn't near as much as we put them on, and we literally ran just a very light jog for 10 minutes. And the 10-minute wind sprints that we did in the beach was nothing compared to the little light jog that we did with the bands on. I mean, I can put those bands on and walk for 10 minutes and my body completely feels just burned out because it feels like it's getting a full HIIT training session. I mean, in my CrossFit workouts, I would do 20 to 30 minutes full on heavy weights, beating myself up, but I can literally walk or a light jog for 10 to 20 minutes and feel a complete depletion and a complete different burn. And then with that, starting my day with the bands, it actually gives me some more energy throughout the day. You know, I get that little bit of a shaky feeling because of what it's doing to me. But it also has kind of made me more mentally alert. You know, my brain and cognitive function has kind of made me more active. I can tell you, I don't drink. I used to drink a lot of coffee in the mornings, and when I get up and start my day with the bands, I don't even think I finish a full cup anymore because it's literally making me that much more alert. And that's just, I feel it's just what the bands are doing to my brain to activate something there that is telling me that you've got this full workout and you're just ready to take on the day. And my energy has increased, my pain has gone away. I continue to use the bands daily and my numbers continue to go up. I was at 178 pounds before I started. I am now at 198 pounds and I'm back up to 12%, but I started eating more, 12% body fat. But this is just simply using the bands. So using the bands simply has added that much more muscle to me, and it continues to, because of the brain cognitive function that I'm getting from it, it's helping me. I think it's telling my body, it's activating my metabolism faster, so it's telling my body to take that fat off as well. I'm losing fat there, and I'm doing all of this, and I don't have to lift heavy weight. Feels so much better. So that's just kind of a little synopsis into what I've dealt with.
That's awesome, Ty. Appreciate you being on. I know we're going to have Melissa come on at some point. You know, if you're watching tonight, here's the message. Anybody, any age, any activity level, or you've never worked out, can put these bands on and do something light exercises and start building muscle and build muscle fast. Now, here's what's even more amazing to me. We're going to look better in the mirror. We're going to feel better. People are going to notice us. Ladies, you're going to have those toned arms that you want. But guess what else is going to happen? Studies show that your cardiovascular system gets younger. You see, when you exercise and get the burn, Your cardiovascular system releases substances that make your cardiovascular system stronger. Now you're going to get it doing light exercise. Guess what else happens? Your bones get stronger, making this an exciting potential for osteoporosis by simply putting the bands on in our senior population and going for a walk. And guess what else benefits? Your brain. Like Ty mentioned there, his brain just functions better. We have people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who have noticed significant improvements in their brain function. Why? The same thing. When you exercise and feel the burn and get growth hormone and other substances, your brain functions better. It's more protective. It has less chance to break down and go through degeneration. And now seniors can do light exercise, like Kathy and Estes there, that just go for a light swim at the YMCA. And guess what else benefits? Your immune system. You ever wonder why we don't hear of any pro athletes or college athletes or high school athletes? And I apologize if there are some. I just haven't heard any stories of athletes who are affected by bacteria and viruses out there, not to mention any specific one, but this is a known fact. People who do vigorous exercise have stronger immune systems. And here's a study done, it's called The Role of Inflammation in Immune Cells and Blood Flow Restriction, of people who did light exercise and their immune system was stronger. So what could be better right now for everybody in the entire family than to boost their immune system every day? And if you were watching earlier, I explained how only our bands have the multiple air chamber. It's patented. We patented it. We're the only ones that have done this. And we're the only company out there, and you're seeing other companies trying to catch us. We are the only company that has safety studies that proves that our bands do not increase arterial pressure, meaning they don't act like a blood pressure cuff, and they don't increase oxygen demand on the heart. You can read those safety studies out on our website, which means if you can go for a walk, you can use the bands. Even if you've got varicose veins or high blood pressure or previous clots, as long as you're under treatment by your doctor and your doctor says it's okay for you to walk or do light exercise, you can do it in the bands. So we talked about 2019 launching. We talked about what happened in 2021. This is the year now of why would anyone exercise without B3 bands? And we're talking celebrities, Olympic athletes, football players, moms, dads, people of all ages. And now the answer is exactly right. There's no scientific reason to exercise longer and harder than you can with the bands, because doing less and easier will get you better results. And can you imagine when this hits? I mean, we were just on Dr. Oz. Can you imagine over the next 2, 3, 4 years what's going to happen? Well, you guessed it. We're going to go from 10,000 people to 1 million people in the United States and then 10 million. And this is going to blow up all across the United States. Doctors are rushing to learn about this. Pro athletes and celebrities are trying to figure it out. And 245 million people, just like if you say Amway or Mary Kay or Beachbody or Tybo, every one of them's heard it. They're all going to know about B3 bands and BFR training. And only B3 Sciences, we will be the only company in that industry as we grow ourselves to $1 billion that will be sharing up to $400 million annually with people just like you. Let me repeat this. Not if, when we hit our goal and we're well on our way to 1 million people, we want to share $400 million annually, 40% of all of our sales with people like you. How can we do that? Because we're not running infomercials. We're not on store shelves. We don't have fancy $1 million buildings. We set this company up to be a online sharing program. And boy, is it working. We don't have time tonight to go into all the stories of people making great income. But if you're willing to start sharing this, you could add a great extra income, potentially a significant income. So how do you get started? Number one, order your bands. We're going to provide you a coach that's going to help you get fast results in 30 days and then share it with people. Speaking of a coach, the day after you order, you're going to get an email. And we're going to send you a program, one of our 25 different programs. You can choose from any one that you want. We're going to send you easy to follow videos. We're going to answer any questions that you have. You're going to learn real quick how to get these on, and within 1 or 2 workouts, how to get a wonderful 5, 10, 15-minute workout that feels like you just worked out for an hour. And anytime you ever have any questions, there's going to be one of my coaches there to assist you. So what are your options? Number one, you can become a customer. You get a $720 package for $429. You get your own set of bands, both arm and leg bands, a free set of exercise tubing so that you've got resistance that you can take anywhere with you. You can hook it onto the door or stand on it. Plus, you're going to get the coaching. Now, if you're already thinking of some people that you know that would love this and you'd like to make some extra income, that's our consultant package. For $599, you get an $850 package. You get the bands, the tubing, and the coaching, as well as one of our 4 fitness nutrition products like Meal, Start, Satisfy, or Alert, and your own home-based business. As soon as tomorrow, you could be telling your friends about this and helping them get into the best shape of their life and generating income. And then we have a founder level. For a limited time only, we have an invite-only program. So if somebody referred you tonight and you're thinking, man, this could be big, you're right, it could be big. You could be one of our founders. That's a $1,600 package. You get bands, you get tubing, you get all of our products, coaching, and you get a free pass into our $250 online BFR certification course, as well as founder benefits and personal mentoring from me and my team. Any of your orders come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Here's my promise to you. If for any reason, within 30 days of the day they hit your doorstep, not when you order, when you get them in your hands, you don't love them, try the products, even join as a founder. If you don't love it, send it all back. We're going to give you all your money back. I can tell you, these don't come back, but we're going to back that by a 30-day money-back guarantee. We even have a 12-month warranty. And if you're like many people, maybe money's a little tight right now, we have 0 down, 0 interest over 6 months. So you can start a business as a founder with huge potential for 6 payments of $200, or you can just be a customer and for about $75 a month for 6 months, get into the best shape of your life, and then have your exercise program for the rest of your life. PayPal will even give you $20 off your order. And for those of you who'd like to get certified, could you imagine being the local BFR certified expert in your area? Look, everybody's going to want to know about this. And there are so many cities across the country where nobody knows what this is and how to do it. And those places are going to need BFR experts. That's you. You can simply join us right online on the computer for a 5-hour online course and then take a written exam. And then we will certify you as a B3 BFR certified coach. The next coach program is on March 6th. Now, if you got any questions, look, you can visit our website at b3sciences.com. There's 20 different topics you can learn about: bone health, brain health, heart health, run, bike, swim, seniors, kids, build muscle. Simply go out to our website and learn more by going into one of those sections. Anytime you have a question, email us at support@b3sciences.com. And we're going to be off next week because I'm traveling to our first major regional launch event in Logan, Utah. We're going to be launching Utah and Idaho out there with people like you see right there: Janine Grohl, Tammy Mendenhall, Mary Wellman, and all those awesome people out there. Then we'll be back February 10th for weight loss. And then February 17th, a new program that we're going to start doing. We're going to start doing live workouts. Now, that's going to expand. We've got some things coming that are going to absolutely explode this business. But for now, February 17th, we're going to have 2 people doing live workouts. We're going to do the 4-minute booty workout online. All of us can do it. And we're going to do the 3-minute guns. So that'll be a live workout. Everybody mark that down. And then on February 24th, we have a former NFL All-Pro college famous football player who's actually absolutely shocked at what he's seen in himself and his wife and the people that he trains. That'll be on February 24th. So we've got 3 great additional B3 lives coming up next month. Well, I want to thank you for being on this presentation tonight and being patient with us and hearing the exciting stories of Greg Whitehead and Ty McMillan. Now's the time for you to get back to the person who referred you, or get out there on the website and get your own B3 band so you can start your own story and be healthy, be fit, and be strong.